This is Pod Populi, podcast for the people.
Hey there, and welcome to the Cinnamon Effect podcast. I'm your host, Kimberly Hand, and I'm thrilled to have you with me on this vibrant journey of discovery and growth. This podcast is your go-to space for embracing intention, where you'll find clarity on your unique path, deepen those meaningful connections, and unleash your creativity like never before. We'll explore how to build unshakable confidence and celebrate the beauty of gratitude, all while savoring the calm that consistency brings to our lives. Thank you for being with me. Let's sprinkle a little cinnamon into your day and make life sweeter, healthier, and more fulfilling. Today on the podcast, I have Kery Knutson. She has a family-run health food store, Nature's Garden of Naples. She's a nutritional therapy practitioner. She has self-published a book about healthy living called Create Your Healthy Life. We are going to get into so many different topics about chemical sensitivity, superfood supplements, gadgets, ditching coffee, grounding sheets, virtual book club. Like, this is going to be a great conversation. Welcome, Kery.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. I am so excited to be here with you. It's kind of like I met my soul sister.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I know we were like, blah, 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 like as soon as you walked in the door. So I love that.
Immediately, yeah, clicked.
Yeah, so just meeting. You also have a podcast.
Yes, I do. It's called Holistic Health Heroes. And we started at the same time, October 2023.
Yes.
And I sort of started out with one intention of this is going to be great because of, kind of get me back into the nutritional conversation that I'd sort of been away from a little bit, and also help promote our store in Naples, because I don't live in Naples. I live on the east coast of Florida. So I thought, oh, this will be a great hobby. And now that I'm into it this many, years now, or this long, I'm like, wow, this is its own animal. Let's figure it out,
I think there's like a misconception. Everyone's like, oh, podcasting is easy, or like everyone's starting a podcast. It's not that easy.
Correct.
It takes a lot of dedication.
And for people to really want to tune in and listen over and over again, you've got to have the value there.
Yes.
You've got to be giving them something to walk away with, something to implement in their life, some inspiration, some kind of purpose, which I know you know all about.
Yes, yes.
But that matters, And a lot of people just want to record their friend conversations, and I guess I'm throwing them a little shade because I don't think it's good enough.
Yeah. That's a real elephant in the room. I know. I'm kind of like that too. And honestly, I've listened to some big podcasts that are just more conversational. And I'm like, I cannot get down with this.
Next.
I don't really get it. I'm like you. I want the value. And so, you I think we both are
We're on that mission.
Yeah, we're on that mission and health focused.
Right.
Right. And so, you and I were talking about, something that you are really interested in talking about, which is multiple chemical sensitivity. And when we were speaking about that, I have been that way, I think, since I was little.
Wow.
I can remember walking through Burdines.
Yeah, Burdines.
Florida people.
Old Florida.
Yeah, old Florida. The Burdines and all the perfume smells.
Yes.
I've just never been able to tolerate it.
Right. Wow, it's interesting that came on so young for you.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, I was a little bit later. I think in my college years that I started to get different feelings from this. And now I had a understanding of it already because my mom had her whole health journey that I was a part of, obviously. And my mom and I are very tight, very close. So, went through lots of things with her. But then there's this one instance that really stands out to me when it hit me that I have something here. I have some kind of thing to manage now. And it was when we were getting together for a girlfriend of mine. She was getting married, so it was like a bachelorette get-together. And her mom sort of surprised us and was going to go to dinner with us. So her mom came in before we left, and she was wearing some strong perfume. And I had this reaction where suddenly I went from like normal, hungry, ready for dinner and ready to enjoy the night to completely debilitated, could not sit at the table, could not eat. Coughing, sneezing. I went to the car. I had to just basically pass out. I mean, wow. When I say debilitating, like I couldn't participate in the evening. And then everyone's looking at me like, what the hell's wrong with her?
Yeah.
And I couldn't explain
what
it.
Happened to you?
Yeah, I couldn't explain it because I didn't know either. But as years have gone by now, looking into this, multiple chemical sensitivity is a real affliction. The challenge is that conventional medicine, Western medicine, doesn't even recognize that it's a condition. Why? Because there's no agreed upon diagnostic criteria. Well, my answer to that is just because you can't diagnose it because there's no criteria. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are suffering from this. In my research, I found that anywhere from like 6 to 16 million people have multiple chemical sensitivity, but you can't diagnose it. So how can you really find out if this is what you have?
Yeah, interesting. So I was in Ireland over the summer and, just in and out of like, Ubers. I don't even know if they called it Uber over there, but like a taxi or whatever. And their use of air fresheners was like every car I got into had the tree hanging. Wow. And I was like, what on earth? And one time I had to try and bury it and then I'm like, I can't escape it. The window's down. It's like sprinkling outside. I mean, it was like I could not get away from those smells. Right. But it kind of takes me down. It's like I'm, headache, brain fog, kind of immediate brain fog. So I noticed that, cleaning supplies, I'm very sensitive to, but it's like the air freshener. There is a friend of mine actually, and every time I'm around her, she's wearing a really heavy perfume, and it's hard for me to like concentrate on what she's saying.
Absolutely, yeah. I know I've gone to coffee shops and stuff. I'll go there to work sometimes, and sometimes the smell of the cleaning chemicals are wafting out of the place, even with the door closed. For me, I can smell it. And I've been in networking situations before. I know we kind of talked about this on the phone, where you hug someone out of good intention. It's not like I blame them. They don't know. They're not familiar. They don't understand. They're wearing perfume. They give you a nice welcoming hug, and now it's stuck in your clothes. You have to go home and change. And I've definitely had that experience, and I think you said you did too.
Yes. Change, shower, even wash my hair sometimes. It's like, because it'll stick on you.
Right.
That just shows how powerful those things are.
Right. We're talking about things like fragrance, the label fragrance, which could be anything. It's petroleum based. We're talking about phthalates. What else is there? Formaldehyde. These things that are in the perfumes, they're in the personal care products a lot, that people are continuing to use on their skin, going straight into their bloodstream and harming them, even if they're not feeling it or having these kinds of reactions like we are. I think people like us are the canary in the coal mine, where we are feeling it first, but eventually, no matter who you are, it's going to catch up to you.
Wow. So do you wear anything on your body, or are you like an essential oil type person?
I do use some essential oils. I like lavender, vanilla, but I know even for some people that's too much as well. So I go light with everything, not only for myself, but just for, just considering that it might be offensive to other people too.
Yeah. I actually remember going to see a doctor when I was younger, and they had on like their intake form, please do not, or maybe it was on their website or something, please do not wear any scented items. And I remember thinking, that's so weird. Even though I was sensitive to it, I didn't really realize that until I was an adult. Like, oh, I was sensitive when I was a kid to smells and things like that. But I remember thinking like, oh, like kind of annoyed too. Like, oh, you can't wear any, like that was when Bath and Body Works was big. Like, oh, I can't wear my Bath and Body Works like vanilla, lotion or whatever.
Yeah.
Which now I couldn't even walk into it. There would be no way I could walk into a Bath and Body Works store.
Me neither.
They would send me over the edge.
My God, have you been down the aisle for cleaning chemicals at Walmart lately?
Terrible.
I can't breathe. I mean, it's terrible. You know, and it just boggles my mind that more people don't know about this. And that's why I wanted to talk about it a little bit, because I just think that in my everyday circle, most people have no idea, or they're not really willing to look or change, because, I do understand we all change when we're ready, but I'll try to have conversations with friends of mine. Like I even have a great group text going with people I know from high school. And sometimes I'll ask the girls like, hey, I need to poll you on a certain topic regarding health. And I recently asked them, who here wears perfume? No judgment. And why? What makes you want to wear it? Because I had a theory of what I thought it might be. And several of them said, no, I don't wear it anymore. Yes, it bothers me. It never used to, but it does now.
Oh, wow.
But I know there was one for sure that was like, yeah, I wear it, and here's why. And the memories that it brings, which for her were a lot of positive memories of her family and being a little girl and hanging out with her grandmother. And I get that, because smell is very connected to our memories.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. I can remember my mom, she wore white linen, that perfume. And I could draw the smell up right now, just
Yeah.
thinking about it. But like that was her scent,
Right.
and she would wear that. Now, do you know of any that are kind of safer or cleaner? Because I've actually been able to wear like a Henry Rose.
Yeah, is that Michelle Pfeiffer?
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer.
I think I ordered that once, and that was even still too strong for me.
Okay, interesting.
But I know
Yeah.
I actually did an episode recently on this because of it being so important to me.
Yeah.
And I did some research and found an article that I included in the show notes of someone who had gone down that rabbit hole to find cleaner, perfume brands. And there are some, they do exist, but depending on, I think, the level of your sensitivity, that's depending on if you can really do it or not.
Yeah. I can do like one spray and it's like, that's it.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I am so sensitive that I don't even really like smell it a lot on myself. So I don't know. I mean, the jury's still out on that.
Yeah, it is still out. I mean, maybe it has something to do with what they're using. There might be a certain mix of chemicals that are, I'm not saying that has chemicals, but whatever ingredients they have are not irritating to you. Mm-hmm. But something in that was sort of a triggering thing for me, I suppose. And I do think too, our health in a larger picture here is a snapshot in time.
Yeah.
As to where maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when I'm on my own healing journey, that would have been irritating. Perhaps now, as I've done more things and worked on health, more to resolve certain things, perhaps it's okay now. I don't know.
Yeah. And I do notice the women that I've spoken to that know that they have autoimmune conditions, the chemical sensitivity is very high.
Yes.
And if you look at it like as your threat bucket, and there's all these things that are kind of in the bucket and just filling high. My friend Eric talks about this.
Yes.
That the chemical sensitivity could just be that one last thing on the top of the bucket, right?
Absolutely.
It's just full, and you can't.
Yeah.
You're like overwhelmed by it.
It is true. And, we look at each individual, I always like to say with nutrition, right? Nutrition is bio-individual, because you can eat a certain way doesn't mean I can eat a certain way.
Yes.
It depends on the person. So I think this is that too, that your chemical bucket, like you say, gets full. We're exposed to chemicals in a variety of different ways today. They're in our water, they're in our air, they're in our personal care products, they're in our environments, our workplaces, our homes. We're just swimming in a chemical soup here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So what are some things that you do? I know you said you have like an air filter at home.
Yes. So through the store, we're always seeking out the best products that we can carry and then use too. I mean, part of the reason we're on this journey as a family is because my mom has had a very long road at regaining her health through lots of different things. And so we're always seeking out things to use personally, and then decided, we can carry this, we can offer it to other people. So the one we chose is Volara. It's Volara Air and Surface Pro.
Okay.
And there's like several different models. The one I like is the Surface Pro Plus, and I have that in my house. I actually have two. And it's because it has an ozone away mode.
Oh.
Yeah. And so you can have it running the whole time 24/7 in your house. But let's say you're going to go out to the grocery store, you're going to go have dinner with your friends or whatever it is. You could put on away mode, and it sort of ozonates the air. You come back to the freshest, cleanest air, like you've just had your house professionally cleaned by a non-toxic cleaner.
That sounds amazing.
It's really awesome, and I love to talk about it and share with people because I use it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So, it's great. And it's Air and Surface Pro. And it's, been tested by a non-affiliated party or lab, and they found that it eliminates 99.9% of contaminants, and that includes things like MRSA and E. coli and SARS-CoV-2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Volara.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to look into that because the ozone component, I have an air filter that I'm running 24/7. I have one in my room, I have one in my son's room. None in the big spaces, but I could go crazy with it,
Sure.
I guess. Like an air filter everywhere, take it with me everywhere I go.
Yeah.
But I would love to look into that.
Yeah,
That
and we
sounds
sell it,
cool.
of course, for people who'd like to support small business. You can go to ngvitamins.com and find it through us, as well.
Yeah, I love that. So what other supplements, superfoods? I want to know the dirt from someone who is in that
Sure.
world, you know.
Sure.
What
well,
are you taking?
Something that I've been working on lately, especially at this age, we talk about our bucket. You know, when you get into your 40s, mid 40s, you start to feel some of the effects of these chemicals, whether you've been totally resilient and totally strong and fine with a great immune system up until now. Some stuff starts to happen.
Yeah.
And detoxification, I think, becomes even more important. And I'm not talking about detox in the sense of you do a juice cleanse or you do a, 14-day vitamin whatever. I'm talking about detoxifying your life and your environment so you can reduce that bucket and your cells can start working better again. So something very simple that I always like to have on hand is activated charcoal, which you can use for a variety of things from food poisoning issues, which I've done before. Activated charcoal basically will grab onto the toxins you have in your body and help you get them out, help you through your elimination pathways. So that's something that's like a go-to in my kit.
How do you take it?
I have just a supplement pill form that I take, and I'm actually on a certain protocol right now that involves like fulvic minerals. I think minerals are also very important for everybody. But that's just it's a way to help get things out. And of course, there's bitters and greens, milk thistle and dandelion root, and I'm drinking teas that in tea form. I'm also taking supplements in that to help support the liver, because your liver is often I've heard it referred to by various experts as the soccer mom.
Okay.
The soccer mom organ, because it's so busy. It's got
Yeah.
everything to do. It's got over 500 functions. And again, one of the things it does is it helps get out like excess estrogen. And this time of life, right, we need to make sure that's getting eliminated. You don't want to become estrogen dominant, which you can, again, through chemicals, through hormones, through plastics.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think the liver, like supporting the liver any way you can. So you think by the minerals and all
Yes.
that, like the fulvic minerals, is that like shilajit kind of?
Shilajit, I think, is its own animal. Although, it's a mineral, and that could be part of a mix.
Minerals in it.
Yeah. I was doing some research on that. Of course, it's not top of mind right now, but Shilajit can be very powerful for hormonal health and balance.
Yeah, and it's black and it's thick and it's like.
Do you take Shilajit?
I do. It's not regularly.
Okay.
Like I haven't been doing, but I want to start doing it more. It just feels mineral rich. Like it just feels like something that would be really good. And I showed it to my husband. I had some at the house and he was like, really? Like that's what I'm putting, in my drink? And I'm like, yeah, it kind of tastes like dirt, smells like dirt, but
Yeah. But hey, if you've got health challenges, you'll go to great lengths, right? You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the road that I've been on with my mom. Is I've seen her do some amazing things over the years. We're talking like 20 years ago, she was fermenting the meat of a coconut for her gut health. And she was, she had a machete for real. And she was doing things like grinding up avocado pits and, making homemade sauerkraut. And this goes way before my nutritional studies came into play. So, part of the reason I'm on this journey is because of her path.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what she was kind of working with?
Yeah, so it's hard to, when I have these conversations, people always say, what did she have? What happened? And they're, I think, expecting, a one word or phrase answer. And it's really a very long story. But I kind of think what it started with it goes back to her teeth. When she was 17 years old, she was in a very bad car accident, and she had several teeth broken and had to get, caps and things like that, root canals and so forth. It's not because she wasn't hygienic with her teeth. She's always very vigilant. But that started a domino effect that didn't catch up with her until years down the road. So I always like to reference, too, there's a documentary on Netflix, or it was on Netflix. It was ripped off of Netflix called The Root Cause.
Yes,
right?
yes.
That is my mom. I mean, she's tried everything in the book, and you're just chasing one thing after the next to try to regain your health because you're sick, and the doctors are going to tell you your blood work is fine or you're totally okay. Here's an antidepressant. And my mom just intuitively knew that's not what's wrong here. I'm not well. and something bigger than that is going on. So when you have mercury poisoning, which she had gold and silver fillings and root canals that she all had removed, 17 teeth for over 7 years. Wow. It's big. Yeah, it was big. So when you have mercury toxicity in your body, you will ruin your gut. Now, when you ruin your gut, you can't absorb any nutrients. So when you become nutrient deficient, lots of things start to go wrong. So this was just such a big ball of yarn to unravel piece by piece by piece through the years. And that was, you started when she was 40 years old. Wow. And so now she's 71.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. The teeth. And that's not something that people think about,
right,
when they think about their health.
Yes.
But I have heard experts say your oral health has very much everything to do with your whole health.
Absolutely, 100%. I actually had on my dentist because I wanted to talk about this topic and, like you say, raise this awareness that no, your oral health, your teeth are critically important. God forbid you have something go on where you have a tooth broken out, or you have something you have to have removed. It's a controversial topic too. Coming back to controversy of does it exist, does it not exist? There's a lot of pushback. I remember when I first saw that movie, I posted about it on Facebook, and one of my friends, quote unquote, had a big problem with me talking about this because her dad was a dentist, and how dare you say that mercury was bad for your health? We use it every day. I want to say, I'm sorry, but you don't know what happened here. Yeah. You don't know what's happening to many people.
Yeah.
So
there's two sides to every topic.
Yeah.
I always, friend. Darn you.
yeah. Like it's really infuriating. It kind of, sometimes I have these images from movies that come up in my mind based on life experience. Like, do you remember the movie Erin Brockovich?
Yes. Love that movie.
Right. Love that movie. And Julia Roberts is Erin Brockovich, of course. And she's working with Ed Masry. And he wants to bring in this other team. And she's very territorial about her clients, right? And he said, well, hey, it's not personal. And she goes, that's my time away from my kids and my family and my health. If that's not personal, I don't know what is. That's kind of how I feel about these different health topics that are so-called controversial. I get it. It's going to impact that person's income, maybe. Her dad's job now threatened if I say that's wrong. But facts are facts, and people are having their lives destroyed or severely impacted by these things. And if we can't talk about it, we can't fix it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like for so many years, everyone just kind of followed what their doctor told them to do in the conventional line of things. Yeah. And, to have people that have experienced these health issues that there were no answer for, it's important to have their outlook. And I feel like I'm one of those people now, basically, where I'm trying to find different holistic routes and alternative, things to help my symptoms and what I'm going through too.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. I mean, it kind of makes me think, talk about the coffee thing, right? We were going to talk about that too.
Yeah, we got to talk about
that.
And
it brings up that because it starts with changing your mind. It starts with changing how you think about it. Let me tell you, I just quit coffee a couple weeks ago, and I didn't want to before that.
Yeah.
I got some blood work done, and it showed me that caffeine was the red alarm bell.
Oh.
Don't do this one. Everything else, okay. Maybe there's a little bit moderate trigger on this or a moderate thing that's going on here. Maybe you want to just eliminate that for a little bit. But caffeine was red alarm bells.
Like a sensitivity?
Yes.
Or like allergy to it?
Yeah, some kind of a trigger. I just literally, it was red on the paper, so that's why.
Yeah. I've seen that, a lot of red on my paper.
Right. So I was like, okay, but, when they gave me the results, I was like, yeah, okay, I know it's probably not very good, but it's my internal dialogue going, it's not very good, but I'm not ready to quit. Yeah. It's my only pleasure in life, and I want to drink coffee. Yeah. It's my lovely routine in the morning. It makes me happy, et cetera, et cetera. It wasn't until, I don't know, something clicked a couple weeks ago. Something just clicked in my mind, and I said, what am I doing? I'm deliberately putting something in my body on a daily basis, maybe multiple times a day, that's not supporting my health. It's having a negative impact. So it wasn't until I changed my mind and I started talking to myself like, this is the best thing for me. I really want to do this. I don't want to be, addicted to anything. I don't want to have anything hold me hostage.
Yeah.
Start talking to myself like that. Now I have all this like oomph behind me quitting coffee.
Yes.
And I also told myself, to give anyone else some motivation, maybe this isn't forever.
Yeah.
Maybe I quit for now and later I can have a cup.
Yeah.
It's kind of give me license to not make it so definitive.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe I'll want one day and maybe I'll have one.
Yeah. I'm like you. I quit caffeine very early on because I realized I was getting headaches. I was having some weird things, and I attributed it to the times I was drinking coffee because I wasn't doing it consistently. Yeah. So I've been caffeine free since, over 20 years now, but like 25 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah, a long time, but it's a way of life. So that I never really missed that. But where I can relate this to is alcohol. And, and I think with caffeine and alcohol and probably sugar, people explain that away of like, because they really want to protect that. They want to protect the alcohol. It can't be the alcohol. It has to be everything else other than the alcohol, right? Can't be the coffee. We love the coffee. Can't be, Yeah. So it's so interesting, like, to hear you say that, because it's so true. That's what I find. Or like, I noticed with people, cheese. They're like, but I can't, like the cheese, like I love the cheese. It's like such an emotional attachment, I guess, to it.
Yeah.
So when you decided you were going to quit, was there like a protocol you followed? Like because my husband has tried it a couple times, and I don't really know if he's going about it the right way because he always seems to kind of go back to it with the coffee.
Yeah, good. Well, I think that's a good question, and I wouldn't recommend what I did.
Okay. Were you cold turkey?
Cold turkey. Yeah, cold turkey. And I will say, terrible headaches, terrible mood swings, terrible, like, depressive mood for a couple of days. So they do say that you should wean yourself off of caffeine. So whether that means a less strong cup, or it means, a smaller cup, or it means incorporating some decaf or whatever, to kind of try to just gradually wean yourself off so you don't have as much, of this going on, because it was pretty awful for a good solid 7 days.
Yeah. But you're like over 2 weeks out.
Yeah, I think I'm like 2 weeks now. Okay. And to be fully transparent, one day I did have some.
You went back.
One day I did have it. I took that, little card that I gave myself, and I said, yep, today I'm cashing it in.
Yeah.
But I didn't want it the next day.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, okay, take it or leave it. Kind of just, I am really training myself to think that way about it, because there are things I miss, but I've tried lots of different coffee alternatives. You got to have something.
Yeah.
Now I'm just drinking a big mason jar of water with lemon in it in the morning, which is really, I was drinking that already, but, the caffeine is kind of like canceling it out, I think.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah. I can't imagine, because hydration is like so important to me.
Yeah.
Like I judge everything by how hydrated I am.
Wow,
like,
that's great.
I'm not hydrated. Even my son is like, Mom, I think you're not hydrated enough. He's
really?
8. Yeah. Because I talk about it so much. And the other day, like 2 weeks ago, I was like, I'm not really feeling that great. He's like, I think you need to hydrate.
That's
and
so
I'm like,
cute.
because that's what I say to him.
That's cute.
Everything is hydration.
I can see that your skin is glowing. Like you're a very hydrated look to you.
I love that, because I really do work hard on the hydration.
Yeah. I would say that's true.
So, okay, so you're doing the water with lemon. Now, do you crave like a warm drink? Because
what I thought recently, and haven't done it quite yet, is I want to take ginger and process it with some lemon. I've done this before, but I need to redo it.
Yeah.
Ginger, process it with some lemon, and do these like little discs. I put in mini muffin cups.
Oh,
and then I freeze them.
Okay.
And then if I just take that out in the morning and put it in hot water, strain it, I'll have the most amazing lemon ginger tea. So I think that's going to be my next step.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Because my acupuncturist always is wanting me to drink warm drinks. And I don't know if it's just like growing up in Florida, like it's always hot. I don't crave warm drinks.
Interesting. Okay.
But I know a lot of people, they drink the coffee. They love the like warm cup. I've just like never been that person.
Yeah.
But I am trying, because that does help like build your like chi, and your energy in your body, vitality.
Yeah, I believe it's an Ayurvedic principle too of, shouldn't have, don't quote me on this, guys, but I think it is that you shouldn't be eating a lot of cold things.
Correct.
Right?
Oh, she's so anti-cold.
Yeah.
In fact, when I love smoothies and I drink one every day. Sorry, Hong, but and she'll always be like, drink it room temperature. And I'm like, oh no. Like that's not what you want to do with a smoothie. It's not room temperature situation.
Right. I can
But
agree.
she does tell me, when she says, okay, if you're gonna drink the smoothie, then drink something warm prior.
There you go.
Right before.
Balance
Drink
it
something
out.
warm, and then you can drink the cold.
And maybe it doesn't have to be like hot warm. It could be like warm room temp.
Yeah, and kind of ease your body into that, I guess.
Yeah.
I
In
don't
Florida here.
know. Yeah. So I want to talk nervous system.
Yes.
Because you have some, baseline things like you're not going to be healthy if you're not sleeping well, and if your nervous system is in fight or flight all the time.
Yeah, and I think the thing with the nervous system is, well, first let me say, when I wrote that book, and I say it that way because it was quite the experience to write a book. I did like a book writing program, and
Cool.
so I did it in a very condensed amount of time, and it's very conversational. It was based on my experience with nutrition studies and my mom's path as well, and it's like pillars of what to do to be optimally well, right? But as I was writing that, I think that's when I kind of had the epiphany that even though my mom had done so many things vigilantly with nutrition and movement and just like all the things we hear of that we're supposed to do, something that we didn't know really at the time was sympathetic dominance. A lot of us are running around due to the nature of the world today. We might think we're at rest, after a long day, but really we're still keyed up. So our insides are still going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go, 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 go. They're just like on fire. And so that's why people talk about all these things that are sort of chalked up to be woo-woo, like the yoga, the deep breathing, and this is not woo-woo. This is like science, right? Like, and I know you're on board with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And probably a lot of people listening are, but I think those of us who are in the know, we're charged with informing other people as best we can. So sympathetic dominance was something also that what happens when you have, for instance, like a mercury or a heavy metal toxicity, which is not just mercury, but could be lead, could be other things, is something in your adrenals gets triggered. And it's kind of like a switch. I think of it like, an on-off switch where suddenly your adrenals, the metals are triggering your adrenals to fight that toxin, get it out. So you might be sleeping, you might be resting all day, but you could still be revved up because your light switch is on and you don't even know it. And so that's why this nervous system stuff is so important. So recently I ran into this device. Again, it's my mom. Like my mom is like, she's like the leader in this charge, and I feel like I'm the amplifier.
Shout out to Mom. What's her name?
Shout out to Mom, Pam.
Oh, Pam.
Yeah.
Hey, Pam.
I mean, so much as, we talk about this stuff constantly because it impacts your daily life, her daily life, my daily life. So anyways, so she found this amazing little device called the Max, and I'm so excited about it that I'm going to totally jump on board. I think I'm going to be going to their workshop, conference, whatever it is, coming up in May.
Yeah.
I've been using it since I got it, like almost every day. And all it is, it's a little device, like handheld, and it's got the what do you call it? Like wings on it, like a gua sha tool.
Okay.
So you can use it to scrape and
You
things.
can.
You can use it to scrape.
I'm huge I love the gua sha.
I love the gua sha. And it's like it's regulating your nervous system is what it's doing. And some of the testimonials that I've heard, I just watched one video about this guy who had like ulcerative colitis. And he was having all these bathroom issues, obviously, and was waking up multiple times a night, 20 times a day, going to the bathroom, can you imagine? Wow. And he's used this device, and it's like, I mean, along with other things, I'm not trying to say it's the cure-all, but it's completely changed his life. He's not waking up in the night, like, to all these multiple bathroom trips. You can run it through, around on your digestive tract. You can use it on your neck. You can use it on your back. You can use it on your feet. You can use it on your vagus nerve.
Wow.
I mean, you can run it through your head, like over your head, and it's calming and retraining your nervous system. One of the most fascinating things so far that I've learned is there's different attachments that you can use, and you can use essential oils, get a glove, wrap the attachment, put it in your mouth,
Oh.
and do jaw movements for like TMJ.
Oh, wow.
And part of the reason he said that they use essential oils, because that tripped my trigger, right? Because my mom is too sensitive for essential oils.
Okay.
So I'm always like, well, okay, but why,
Yeah.
And so what he said was the reason they do that is because it's part of the memory. Because when you have a pain, chronic pain, PTSD, something like that, you not only, like they say, your issues are in your tissues for a reason. Not only do you have the physiological thing that happened to you, but then that memory stays trapped in your fascia, right? In your fascia. So you can use the essential oils, he said, to change that memory trigger for the pain.
Wow.
As well.
So the Resimax, is it a frequency? Is it a PEMF? Like, is it vibrating or
Yes,
what? Okay.
it's vibrating, and so it is frequency.
Okay.
But it's very simple. Yeah, it's a simple vibrating tool, and you have different programs in there. Just very simple, like 3 or 4 of them. There's up and down, like high or low. There's even a gentle mode. Like you can get into a certain gentle mode by double tapping, whatever. But yeah, it's fascinating. It's very new to me.
Yeah.
But the reason I love it so much is because it's the nervous system.
Yes.
And I think that's been a greatly overlooked piece of this healing puzzle.
Totally. I think we are very focused on food these days, which we should be.
Yep.
But I think, again, all the really healing work that I've done is like, it's very simple. It's actually very simple. We want to complicate it and we want to make it all these things, but it's really like the nervous system and start there.
Yes.
Right? Like,
so true.
So how you do breath work?
I do breath work. When I was certified in yoga, that was something, and I got certified in yoga for my own personal growth, not because I wanted to teach yoga, but because I got certified, I thought, I should teach a little. So I did a little bit of that. And I remember when I would teach yoga or talk about teaching yoga, and people would say, well, I'm not flexible. It's like, that's not what it's about.
Yeah.
It's, if you can do deep breathing, guess what? You can do yoga.
You can do yoga.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I used to love to say that line and still do, I guess. But so I just do, again, the simplification, because when we overcomplicate it or we think we don't know how to breathe, then we just won't do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you follow like a method, or you kind of just...
I just make it as simple as possible and spend 5 to 7 minutes in the morning doing deep breathing. And I like to be accountable to myself, so I do it in front of the mirror. I like to have a yoga mat in front of a mirror. I sit there 5 to 7 minutes. First thing I do in the morning, deep breathing, whether it's box breathing, holding my breath at the top, doing that extra little sip in, or whatever it is, to just be in practice with something.
Yeah.
Like that.
I like the box breathing too.
Yeah.
I find like once you can get down a rhythm, I think maybe not that you're trying to overthink it, but for me, that just kind of helped give myself a rhythm of what I was doing.
Yeah, just a little pattern, something simple to keep you in practice.
I realize, and this is something I've done off and on, my whole life, I will catch myself holding my breath.
Me too.
Oh, so bad. Like, I just let out a deep breath right now. Because I think I was holding my breath listening to you.
Right, because I talk so fast.
No.
Is she ever going to quit?
No, I love it. I feel like, like we said, right, when you walked in the door, we were like,
Yeah.
So just like so much to talk about.
So
with
much
that.
to say, yeah. And that's, part of the reason, too, is like, I know people are busy. That's, back to like the mission and the purpose.
Yeah.
I know people are so busy. They don't have time necessarily to dig into these different things. Like, again, back to my girlfriends from way back from high school, lots of them are talking about frozen shoulder. So it's like, there's an episode. I got to do one on frozen shoulder.
Oh, interesting.
What is that? What are you supposed to do? Because why, do you want shots? Is that going to fix it?
No.
I don't think so. So I'm going to do that for them. Like I'm inspired by my daily life and the conversations that I hear about, okay, people need solutions to this real world problem right now.
Yeah.
They're busy with their job and their kid and their husband and their whatever it is, their extracurricular activities, things that make everybody so sympathetic dominance. So let me see if I can help and find some holistic answers for them.
I feel like just, I look at pain in such a different way now. And I think that it's all so connected to emotions, stored in our body.
Yes.
So something in me says, well, why is the shoulder frozen? Is this predominantly women that are dealing with this? And what does that mean?
Right. Louise Hay.
Louise
right?
Hay. I love me some Louise Hay.
Yeah. You can heal your life.
Yeah.
You go. Yeah. Another friend of mine had, she told me she had fibroids, uterine fibroids. So I did an episode on that, and and also talked about the spiritual, the like Louise Hay philosophy of that. What is that? It's like a relationship wound.
Wow.
And there's Carolyn Miss who talks about that too.
Love her. Yeah.
So there's all this stuff that I think that maybe we know about.
Yeah.
And we're always learning, but a lot of people just have no idea. And I want to help inform them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or at least give them resources. If I can't find it, that's why I called my show Holistic Health Heroes. I'm not the hero. I'm finding the hero. Who's the expert in this?
Yeah.
Who's the person I actually trust?
Yeah.
That I'm going to find that is talking about this. So.
Yeah, I feel like with me, I'm kind of on this journey of life in general, but wellness focused, and like, okay, I had a need for this, or I needed to learn this, and so that's what I'm gonna share.
Yeah. Do you think?
I
have to ask you a question now. Like, do you think before you started the podcast, were people already gravitating to you for health questions?
Yes.
Same.
And they say, actually, I read something about when you are seeking to try and, maybe you are trying to reiterate your life or figure out what you want to do in your next step. What do your friends come to you for? That was like the question. Like, what do your friends come to you for? And and are they coming to you for style advice? Are they asking you what shoes that look better with this outfit? Or are they coming to you, they want to know which acupuncturist do you see, or what do you think about this, or what are you putting in your smoothie, or like those kinds of things.
Yeah, that's a great piece of advice to find your purpose that way.
Yes.
Right? When people are seeking you out for certain answers, and that's a little tap on the shoulder, dig into that more because you can help people.
Yes. And I always feel like I'm the friend, and it actually just happened yesterday where someone says, I'm looking to pivot. I'm looking to make a change. What do you think I should do? I was like, it's kind of a big question.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I've done a lot of different things. And I think you relate to this.
For sure.
But it in turn makes you really good at like helping someone else kind of figure it out. You may not have it all figured out. Like we don't have it all figured
Definitely
out.
Not. Yeah.
Course, but
Definitely not.
Some days more than others. Some day I'm like, I'm crushing this, and other days it's like not not the case. But
100% feel that.
So yeah, let's talk about that because you and I did touch on that a little bit, and we, being in your 40s, and maybe you've tried a ton of things, maybe you've failed at a lot of things.
Definitely.
Yeah. So how do you keep reinventing, or how do you know what, this is right? It may not be right forever, but it's right for right now.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I don't know if I can answer, but I can share my experience.
Yeah, your story.
Like, so when I was working in marketing and got to a job which I thought would be like, oh, this is going to be the greatest job ever. I'll be here forever. And ended up leaving in a few months into it because of sort of this toxic boss situation, which I found out later was very common. Not only like from the circles of conversations I had, but the research I did statistically, like lots of people feel like they have this toxic boss. But maybe not everybody had the situation where 22 people in the department left, including me.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
That's a really toxic boss.
Really toxic boss. So that sort of, maybe, you could look back and say, well, it was meant to happen that way. Because would I have taken the risk to be entrepreneurial without it? Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. I was kind of thrust into it. I'm like, okay. Like, here we go. I guess I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
So kind of almost reluctantly, where are my passions? Where can I help? Then I went and got certified in nutrition, and did that whole thing and reinvented myself as a health and wellness coach. But in that process, I learned, I've kept my roots sort of called me back because I liked all the marketing parts. I liked building the website. I liked building the brand. I liked getting out there in the community and amplifying, again, this new thing I was doing. And so it was then reinvention of like, well, then maybe I'm supposed to be in marketing, or maybe I'm supposed to be helping people develop their potential. And I did teach public speaking at the college level, so maybe I could be a communication coach or a communication trainer. So I did that. How I did that, looking back, I just think it's a matter of deciding. I mean, our thinking and our decisions are like, no one's going to give you permission.
Yeah.
You just have to dive in. It's like a sink or swim mentality. And I've had other jobs I've had that way too. Like you walk into this job, there's no one to train you. There's no one to teach you. You just figure it out. And you better hurry up.
Yeah.
You know? So people are going to be asking you questions tomorrow. So, you know, what are you going to say? You gotta.
I just have like a really weird question for you. Did you teach communications at FAU?
I taught it at Palm Beach State.
Oh, okay.
Why?
I was like,
Do you
I
think
feel like I feel like, is that even possible?
that would have been amazing.
But my teacher was really, really young. I remember thinking she's only a couple years older than me.
Well, I actually, I take that back. I did in my college years as a teaching assistant. I taught at FAU.
Because I'm a communications major
No
from
way.
FAU.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. Let's go look at the paperwork quick.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was like, wait, could this be like
my
a
God.
weird?
Oh, that's
Connection?
hilarious. Wow. See?
Because
Soul
you do
sisters.
look, I know, right?
Was she a good teacher?
She was awesome. Well, that was the whole thing. I was like, she was really young and vibrant. And
I
remember
loved it. I mean,
I swear to you,
I loved teaching at FAU in my graduate program more than I liked later.
I swear I was in one of your classes.
That is amazing.
No, that is like so weird. And look at us now.
Oh my God.
Like what a like full circle.
That is really cool, I have to say.
You said that and I was just like, oh my
Bingo.
God. Like
did I
that
look
is-
familiar before that?
Did you had your hair like a little shorter?
I did have my hair shorter at a time.
Oh my gosh. It's you. It's you. I know it is for sure. I love that.
That's
what
hilarious.
a like funny twist.
That is hilarious. Well, were you in the class that I taught where some guy did a report and he actually used the plot of Varsity Blues as his own life experience? And I didn't know because I didn't see the movie. I probably gave him an A because his coach was giving everyone drugs.
I don't remember that. But so I graduated in 2004.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. It probably was.
That is wild.
It's beyond wild. It's amazing.
That's amazing.
Star aligned. I'm telling you.
Yes. Yes,
Wow.
that was you. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that is so nuts.
I love it.
So you've done a lot of different things.
I've done a lot of different things. I guess, I find, I was just talking to my mom about
Yeah.
this since we're so tight. And I'm doing that thing that I know you're not supposed to do right now in my life. I'm doing that thing where I am not giving myself enough credit.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I did that, but it was just for a short amount of time. Or, yeah, I did that, but it was just meh,
Yeah.
I did that, but it didn't work. I know the line about if you try something and it doesn't work, you're not a failure. Maybe the project failed.
Yeah.
You don't put it on yourself. I know the theory, but am I doing that in practice?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure I'm really in line with that. So again, like we talked earlier, we're not perfect. We're up here having this conversation on a podcast. I'm very much in my practice of becoming my best version.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah. But I think you're right about that. I think women have a much more difficult time with failure.
Yeah.
It seems like all the women I meet, we're all perfectionists. And we're all trying to just nail it every time.
Yeah.
And we just don't do well.
Yeah.
Whereas my husband, I feel like, just as an example, he may not that may not work out, and he just dusts it off and moves on and not even skips a beat,
Yeah, it's true.
And I try to take a page out of his book.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything's going to be a success.
Right.
And the failures really do help more. I failed at a lot of things. I look at all the jobs I had and, everything that I did prior, and nothing felt right in my soul,
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's okay.
It is. It
I
has
know
to be.
more now. I know more now that all of that leads you to where you are today.
Mm-hmm.
And how, maybe it is a so-called failure, but like it brings you to your next success,
It's true. And I think, you're just a work in progress all the time. And things go up and down so much in life. And there's that word resiliency that comes in. It's funny. I have a friend who's a resilience strategist.
Oh, interesting.
And she actually invited me to be on her podcast here in this location.
Oh, cool.
Recently. And I said, I don't think I can. I don't think I can right now.
Why?
Because of this whole thing about not giving myself enough credit and not being ready, even though, come on, I've done so many different things. Like you said, like, of course I'm ready. We're here talking about it now. What was different? I don't know. I don't know what was different.
You know what's so weird now that I've made this wild connection that I was in your class? I remember thinking, and honestly, you did touch my life because you were like, I'm seeing.
Don't make me cry now.
Oh, no, but I'm like seeing your energy here today. And I remember that energy back then and thinking like, oh my gosh, because you are just so
awesome.
There's like a light in you and you were so like positive and here all these years later.
Wow.
That's been what, 20 years?
Oh my God.
Right?
Seriously.
And I'm like, oh my God, I know you and I remember you from that time of life.
That is such a gift.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Oh my gosh.
I will take that compliment.
Yeah.
And I will put it in my pocket. Save it for later. What I need to know.
I love that.
I mean, I think a lot of people can probably relate to this. It's like you said, some days you're feeling like you're crushing it and you're doing such a great job. And other days you're just like, what the heck is going on here? This is not working. Nothing's going right. So maybe that was part of it,
Yeah. Why did you decide not to teach, to continue with like teaching?
Really, the truly thing was, so that was graduate school, and I was so excited to get a job. Mm-hmm. How wrong was I? And then when I went back to it at Palm Beach State, because I think the rule is I had a master's degree, you could teach at the community or the state college and versus like the university. You need a PhD, I think. But really what it was that said, this is not for me, is the bureaucracy of it and the philosophy of help them get through your class. And I said, say what? Like, yes, I'm here to facilitate growth, but you got to do the work. Mm-hmm. Nobody's going to do it for you. And me, quote unquote, helping you get a better grade, what is that? I'm supposed to give it to you? Grades are earned, not given. Mm-hmm. I had many conversations with students there. So I only taught a few semesters. Reinvention is so needed in that arena, Need a renewed model. Something's not working. Yeah. And I just felt like, and then also, God bless teachers, God bless these people that do these difficult professions. They're so needed and so undervalued. And, going through as a teacher, as a part-time adjunct, doing, campus shooting training. Getting off at night when it's dark out, hearing terrible stories of students who jumped off the building. This was all very dark. I mean,
dark.
I was like, what am I doing here?
Wow.
Crazy.
I didn't know it was that dark.
There's all this other stuff that comes along with it,
Yeah.
So
what's it like being a part of a family business?
Well, it's kind of, I feel like I'm in a transitionary period. Like, what's new? It's been like that for a while. But I mean, it's kind of odd situation for me because I'm not physically there. I live 2 hours away, but I go back and forth. And, it's just the decisions you have to make as a committee. I've never been a fan of committees, even though I worked in nonprofits. That's a challenge, but it's like that everywhere,
Yeah.
But then there's the freedom of just deciding or making a good argument of we need to have this or whatever. I do some buying, like for the store. I look for products to try to get some more trendy things in there that are good and valuable. We're always trying out things that, are health supportive to ourselves than getting them in the store.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's fun. It's exciting, and it may lead to something else that's yet to be determined what exactly that will be. I think I love the fact that I'm able to support the business from afar in a remote way by managing the website and the email marketing and doing the podcast to help promote it, and then of course looking for products and maybe do some traveling to find the best stuff by going to conferences or whatever. So it's a kind of a new way where I've put all my energy into it. But I'm excited about it. I feel like you said before, I feel like I'm in the right place now.
Yeah.
I was trying all these different things. You have to iterate. It doesn't work. You have to iterate. You have to change. You have to change. You have to change. You have to keep moving. And that's, I guess there's good parts and bad parts to that. For someone like me, it's very unsettling to always have to change.
Yes.
So that's the work I'm doing is getting more comfortable with that.
Yeah, I think I'm on that same wavelength with you, because I always looked at my changing as kind of a bad thing, and now I'm trying to reframe it as like, this is a positive thing, and I'm so adaptable and I can change and do all these different things, and I bet you're not scared to try something new.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like you're not. You just dive in and go.
It's interesting because I guess it depends on what it is. There's a Florida legislative session coming up March 26th. I interviewed someone last night who's going to be on my podcast this Sunday, and she's a nurse, and she's a amazing superhero. And she's like, do you want to go? And I was like, I don't know. Tallahassee, it's kind of far. So in that sense, no. But in the sense of like, hey, you want to get up and speak to a group of people? Sure. Where's the microphone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a great speaker.
Thank you.
I love it. And I remember that from FAU.
That's awesome.
I'm still so blown away by that.
I am too.
One last question to wrap up. I'm going to throw it at you. Because this is the cinnamon effect.
Yes.
I like to think of cinnamon as the things we sprinkle on our life to make life better, sweeter, healthier, more fulfilling. I want to know, what is your cinnamon effect?
Oh, I love that question. Cinnamon effect. Well, I love cinnamon, number one. It's very good for balancing blood sugar.
Yes.
But I would say my cinnamon effect is getting out in nature. As much as I'm remote working technology, looking in the computer, doing all these things that are sort of a solo artist life right now, I have to get out. I have to connect with nature. I have to go to the beach. I have to ground myself. I have to do the deep breathing in the fresh air. I think when I do that, it can change my whole outlook on life.
Yeah.
And so that really fuels me.
I love that. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so tell everybody.
A+.
Yes. Okay, so tell everybody how we can order products online at your store.
Sure, yes. You can go to ngvitamins.com because that's our website. It's been beautifully redone by yours truly.
Awesome.
Check it out. You can join the email list. Check out my blog. I'm blogging there regularly. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And your podcast, shout it out again.
My podcast is Holistic Health Heroes, new on YouTube, fairly new.
Cool.
And, of course, on the audio platforms as well. And Instagram, this is a great way to reach me directly. If you want to DM me, hey, I'm open to it. Because, virtual book club.
Oh, we forgot to talk about it.
So check me out on Instagram for that. It's the_HHH_podcast.
Okay. And you're going to do a virtual book club, which I would like to be a part of. So let me know about it.
Amazing. Yes. We're going to choose the book next Friday. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kery.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of The Cinnamon Effect. If you enjoyed our time together, don't forget to hit that follow button on your podcast app and sprinkle a little love by leaving us a 5-star rating and a quick review. Your support means the world to me. For even more goodness, check out the show notes where you'll find links to some of my favorite products. And don't forget to visit thecinnamoneffect.com to connect with me directly or to grab your TCE gratitude journal, your next step towards a more grateful life. I can't wait to spice things up with you again next time. Stay vibrant, stay inspired, and remember to add a little cinnamon to your life every day.